Question 7. Converting 12-hour time to 24-hour time, Part 1. There are 24 hours in a day and 24 hours in digital time. Therefore, for every hour of the day, we have a corresponding hour on our digital clocks. We therefore do not need to use AM or PM. Rather, the first half of the day, which are times before 12 o'clock noon, stay the same as AM times. So, our 12-hour way of writing 2 o'clock in the morning is 2 AM. In digital time, the way that we write it is as follows. 02 with a colon and then 00. This is the hour and that is the minutes. This shows us that 2 hours have passed in the day and no minutes have passed past that hour. So this is our 12-hour way of writing it, and this is the digital way of writing it. So for the first half of the day, our times stay the same. Times after noon are numbered from 12 onwards because we have 24 hours to work with. So for our second half of the day, after 12 o'clock noon, we keep on counting from 12, like 12, 13, 14, 15, up until the 24th hour of the day. 2 p.m. is the way that we write 2 o'clock in the afternoon in 12-hour time. However, in digital time, we say the 2 hours there, we need to add the previous 12 hours of the day. So 2 plus 12 hours means that the digital time is 14:00. This means that by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 14 hours of the day have passed. Very important to note, midnight, which is the end of one day but the very beginning of the next day, is written as 00:00. This is easy to remember because you can think that the clock resets. Midnight on the dot means that it is the very beginning of the new day. Midday, which means halfway through the day, is also known as noon, and this makes sense that it is written as 12:00. 12 hours or half of the day has passed. All the times before 12 are our AM times, and our times after 12 are our afternoon times. Number 2. Which times below are morning times? Now remember, our times that are less than 12 are morning times. So, this is a morning time, this is 8 o'clock in the morning. When 15 hours of the day have passed, this is past the afternoon, so this is afternoon time. When 10 hours of the day have passed, this is still in the morning, it's less than 12. That is more than 12, so it's in the afternoon or evening. 6 o'clock over here, this represents 6 o'clock in the morning, only 6 hours have passed, therefore it is a morning time. 11 is less than 12, it's a morning time. 14 is more than 12, so it is an afternoon time. So from this we see that all of our times that are less than 12 in digital time are morning times. This represents the first half of the day. For 3, which times below are afternoon or evening times? Afternoon or evening times represent the second half of the day. So these are times that are 12 or more. So times such as 13, 14 hours, 16 hours, etc. 13, it's more than 12, so this is an afternoon or evening time. 5 is less, so it's morning. 20 is more, so it's evening. 1 is less, that means only 1 hour of the day has passed. 9 is less. 15 is more than 12, so this is a afternoon time. 11 is less than 12, so it's still part of the morning, so we don't tick it. Make sure that you have completed 2 and 3 by yourself in your workbook, and that you understand the difference between morning times in digital time and afternoon and evening times. Now that we've covered the basics, Let's have a look at this. In digital time, remember that AM times, which are the first half of the day, stay the same. So this is from counting from midnight to the first 11 hours of the day. PM times, this is from 12 o'clock noon past 12 o'clock when we continue counting 13, 14, 15, etc. So when we have a PM time, think P for plus 12 hours. Let's have a look at what this means. For 5, write each time in 24-hour time. So over here we have a lot of 12-hour or analog times, which we must convert into 24-hour time. 5 a.m., only 5 hours of the day have passed, it's morning. So in digital time, it stays the same, we just write it a little bit differently. 05:00. And remember, in digital time, we never have AM or PM. So this is the final answer. 5 p.m. on the other hand, is in the afternoon. Many hours of the day have passed. Therefore, to change it to 24-hour time or digital time, we think P for plus 12 hours. 5 plus 12 hours tells us that 17 hours of the day have passed. If we look at B, 2 a.m., this is very early in the morning. Only 2 hours have passed, so it stays the same. However, 2 p.m., you have already woken up, had breakfast, gone to school, and the school has already closed. This is later on in the day. Now remember P for plus 12 hours. 2 plus 12 is 14. So this means that 14 hours of the day have passed. So that is how we write it in digital time. Lastly, let's look at G. 10 a.m. This is in the morning time, you are at school. Only 10 hours of the day have passed. So we write it as 10 with a colon and 2 zeros. 10 p.m. on the other hand is already night time. The day is almost over. Remember, P means plus 12 hours. 10 plus 12 is 22. So 22 hours of the day have passed. So we write 22:00. Use what you have learned to write all these AM and PM times in 24-hour time. Let's continue. Number 6, complete. In digital time, 12 a.m. is written as what? Now we know by now that 12 a.m. is midnight, and midnight is the very start of a new day. So the clock resets at 00:00. This also sometimes can be written like this, to show that all 24 hours of the day have passed, but usually it resets to 00:00. 12 p.m. is the very start of the afternoon. This is our exception, it's quite difficult, but you must just remember that midday means halfway through the day, so 12 hours of the day have passed. So 12 p.m. we write as 12 hours 00. Let's continue on to question 7. Match the correct time from the blocks, so here's our times in the blocks, for each time below. 7 a.m. we know this is in the morning, so only 7 hours of the day have passed, so it is that one. And I'm going to mark it off. For this one here, 15 hours of the day have passed. This is quite difficult. We must now find a corresponding analog time to match this one. So not that's 21 hours, 19 hours. We know midday is 12 hours. If we look at 3 p.m., we know that 3 hours plus 12 means that 15 hours of the day have passed. So this one over here is 3 p.m. Next, 9 p.m. We know that this is in the evening, so the day is almost over. 9 p means plus 12. 9 plus 12 is 21, so it means that 21 hours of the day have passed. Midnight, we know that the clock resets at midnight. I'm just going to mark that off. So for midnight, we know the clock resets. So it is 0000. 7 p.m., we know this is in the evening. So 7 plus 12 is 19. So we write it as 1900. And lastly, 12 p.m., we know this is the very beginning of the afternoon, which is midday. And there we have matched them all correctly. It's now your turn to use what you have learned and complete all of 7 and 8 by yourself in your workbook.